Okay, perfect. Hello, welcome to yoga. We're going to focus in on the core today. That's the plan, and do some stretching as well, because that's quite nice. So let's get started. We are going to start, let's start laying down because it's nice. Have a strap nearby. There we go, have a strap nearby. Get yourself laid down on your mat. Oh, let's just stretch out because it feels good. So just take the arms above the head, allow the backs of the hands just to rest on the mat. And take a couple of really nice deep inhales and then sigh the breath away and exhale. Take a couple of these, just finding that lovely space that you're going to hold on the mat. Noticing the sensations of the mat against the skin. Noticing with every exhale the heaviness of the body against the mat. With every inhale, feel a little bit lighter. Noticing the lungs filling, feeling the ribs expanding, and then as you sigh it away, shrinking on the mat, feeling a little bit calmer with every exhale that you make. Okay, so we're going to start with some even breathing, taking that opportunity if you want to take the hand to the belly or to the chest, just to have something physical to breathe in, or you might want to just take the hands down by the side of you. Options, always pick your option. And we're just going to breathe in for 4, out for 4, in for 5, out for 5, in for 6, out for 6, and then come back down again. If my breath pattern doesn't work for yours, then do your own. Okay, so here we go. Let's take an inhale for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking that nice, slow, rhythmic breathing throughout class with you today. Whilst we feel heavy on the mat, see if you can set yourself an intention for today's practice, or just channel some positive energy through the body, taking a moment just to visualize what you're aiming for, holding it there. Okay, and then if you're ready, let's take the, we're going to bend the knees, lift the feet off of the mat. So the legs are at right angles. Yeah, knees over the top of the hips. You're going to take the hands up towards the ceiling. Take the palms so they're facing one another. Okay, from here, let's just push the lower back into the mat. As we take an inhale, just lift the chest ever so slightly. And then lower back down again. Really important here that we push the lower back into the mat. We don't want to feel pain in yoga if this is too much. Always take the feet to the floor, or we can just make some small adjustments. You know your body better than I do. Let's take an inhale. Lift, imagining the chest lifting up towards the corner of the room. And then lowering back down again. Let's go for 3 more. Take an inhale, lift the chest, lower back pushes down into the mat. Holding it. And lower. 2 more. Take an inhale, lift. Lower back pushes down. And lower. Last one, take an inhale, lift, thinking about that chest lifting up towards the corner of the room, and lower. Take the hands wide, allow the backs of the hands to touch down onto the floor. And then from here, let's take the knees down towards the right side. If you struggle in the lower back, then use the block or a cushion or a bolster to just bring the floor up towards you. If it feels good, take the gaze over towards the left fingertips. Really enjoying the stretch. Now remember, we don't want to feel any pain in yoga. So we're not looking to kind of work beyond the edge. We just want to just gently work towards it. Okay, we shouldn't be holding our breath. So just checking in with our body's cues, noticing if you are gripping through the ankles or squeezing the butt or anything like that, holding your breath. These are all cues from your body that tell you that it's just a little bit too much. So just ease back. If you've got space for it, that left leg can cross over the top of the right leg. So a little bit of weight now through the knees is going to get a deeper stretch into the glute and the outside of that left leg. Just hanging out here, pausing, taking those nice breaths in and out. And then when you're ready, we're going to unwind those legs, bring those knees back, knees stacked over the hips, and then you know where we're going. Let's take the hands up towards the ceiling, lower back pushes down into the mat, and then just think about lifting the chest towards the knees or towards the diagonal corner of the room. Holding it here and then releasing. Let's go for 4 more. Inhale, lifting. And lower, 3 more. Inhale and lifting. Lower back down, 2 more. Lower back pushes down into the mat. Nice strong core. Lower down. I've lost count, so we're doing 2 more. Take that inhale, lifting. And lowering. Last one. Let's make it count. Take an inhale and lift. And lower. Okay. Swap that block over to the other side if that's what you need. Take the arms down, backs of the hands touch down on the mat. When you're ready, take the knees down to the left side. If that feels good for you, remember always options to bring the floor to you. Okay, so we're going to pause here. If you're happy in the neck, take the gaze over those right fingertips. Taking those lovely long breaths, keeping that really nice rhythmic breath that you kind of found at the beginning of class, keeping that with you. And then if you have space, bring that right leg, cross it underneath the left. Think about the openness through the chest. See if you can bring both of those shoulders back and down. If you find one is creeping up, then options to just build that floor underneath the knees so that you're not twisting quite so much. Okay, let's unwind those legs, bring yourself back to center. Okay. We're going to take the feet down, we're going to place that block, we're going to pop it between the knees, and we are going to squeeze. We want to feel the strength working in the inner thigh. Okay, from here, we're going to bring the feet up. So we're back working at right angles. And from here, we're just going to lift the chest, okay? So squeeze the block, feel the inner thighs working, find that crunch through the abs. Lower down and then come straight back up. We're only going to go for 10, okay? So let's go for 3 and for 4 and for 5. Keep squeezing that block. For 6, for 7, for 8, for 9. Last one here for 10. Slowly lower back down. Take the block away. Just bring the knees in towards the chest, find that release through the core. Maybe making small circles with the lower, on the lower back, just making sure that release is happening through the abs. Okay, and then from here, we're going to come back. Remember those knees stacked over those hips? Yep. And then from here, we're going to take the right toes down, the left toes down, and we're just going to move at your pace. Okay, just bringing up those shoulders ever so slightly off of the mat is going to make this a bit harder. Just tapping out the toes one at a time. If you want it to be a little bit harder, you can lengthen through the legs and just move those heels down towards the mat. Okay, we're going to count for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those knees in towards you, lower that head back down. Opportunities here just to take the movement that your body needs. Okay, so no rush, just take your time here. Okay, when you're ready, let's take that block away. We're going to just rock and roll the spine. So finding that really nice self-massage through the back as you roll up and down. And then cross those ankles and find a table. Okay, so we've got our hands or wrists underneath the shoulders, and we've got our knees underneath the hips. Really struggling to identify body parts right now, it would seem. Okay, so setting yourself up nice and strong in your table. From here, let's just work through some cat-cows just because it feels good. So we're going to take the inhale, think about dropping the tummy, the sit bones towards the ceiling. And then as we exhale, take the round through the spine, find your cat, push down through the hands, stretch that skin across the shoulders. And then put a little bit of forward and backwards motion in there if it feels good for you, okay? It's entirely up to you. I really like cat-cows because you can be as self-expressive as you would like. I think it's a really nice way to feel into what your body is after. Okay. When you're ready, we're going to come back to neutral. We're just going to take some circles now. So we're going to drop through the elbows, bring the chest down towards the mat, and then come all the way back up. Imagining yourself moving in a really smooth circle. And now we're going to choose to go in the other direction. Probably the one that feels a little bit peculiar, because that's not the one you would have chosen first. Okay, when you're ready, come back to neutral. All right, so we're going to extend that right leg away, push through the heel. If you have had enough of core, it's only just started, then that's perfect, you stay here. If you want a little bit more, tuck the toe of the left foot and then hover that knee, okay? So we're just going to be working just a little bit harder through the core if you've only got your hands and the right toes. Well, I guess both toes are connected, aren't they? We'll be working a little bit harder if you're in this modified plank. Making sure you're not holding your breath, top tip. And then that left knee lowers. From here, we're going to turn the hips out to the right side. Take a gate pose. So bringing that right hand alongside the right ear. Find that length from the right fingertips all the way down the arm, through that side body on the right side, down to the pinky edge side of that right foot. Okay, you can stay here. A little bit more core. We're going to bend at the elbow, bend at the knee, and we're going to crunch it in. So bring that knee towards the elbow, send it away. Keep that right leg elevated. Okay, we're going to go for 5. We've done 1, That's number 2. For 3, for 4, and for 5, find your gate. Really open up, thinking about turning the chest towards the ceiling. Find that lovely openness. That right hand's going to come down, right knee's going to come down. Back to your table. Okay. From here, this time, that left toe is going to come connected to the mat, push through the heel. Fine to stay here. If you want a little bit more, tuck the toes on the right side, hover the knee. Okay, that core is working hard now. Just hanging out here. Keep pushing through that left heel. Really find that lovely stretch down the back of that left leg. Core tucked under. Keep breathing. And then that right knee is going to come back down. Take that right foot out as a kickstand. Left foot comes to the inner arch. Left arm is going to come all the way alongside that left ear. Reaching with the left fingertips, thinking about that side body opening with every inhale. Push down through the pinky edge side of that left foot. Maybe taking the gaze towards the ceiling. Hanging out here. Happy to stay here if you want a little bit of work for the obliques. Taking that knee towards elbow. Extend, keep that left leg lifted. We're going to go for 4 more. Here we go. For 4. For 3. For 2. And 1. I got a little bit tuneful there. No one needs to hear that. Okay, take the left leg lower. Find your gate one more time. Maybe turning the chest towards the ceiling ever so slightly, rolling that left shoulder back. Keep breathing. Take the left hand down. We're going to take the toes together. We're going to take the knees as wide as the mat. Sink back into a child's pose or a wide-legged child's pose. Walk the hands forward, sink the chest down. If you've got space for it, take the fingertips down, but lift through the palms. Come as low towards the mat as feels good. If this is a lot, then you can use a bolster or a cushion underneath the chest. Push through the fingertips to get the bottom back onto the heels to really find that deep stretch through the hips. Forehead down to the mat. Think about that length through the neck. Walk the hands to the right hand side. Place the left hand on top of the right. Find that stretch through that left shoulder as the left shoulder dips ever so slightly compared to the right side. Hands come back through the middle and then over to the left side. This time, right hand plants down on top of the left hand, dropping through that right shoulder ever so slightly. Finding that really deep stretch. Still checking that you're breathing. And then moving the hands back through to center. From here, push hands and then bring the knees back into underneath the hips. Okay, we're going to do a little bit more core work. It'll be fun. Okay, so from here, we're going to lift through that right leg. To move away a little bit. Lift through that right leg, push through the heel. We want to be really strong through the core. We don't want to dip through the lower back. So if you're in this position, that's not going to be good for your back. So thinking about that belly moving in towards the spine. If you need to make the huh sound, that's your core engaging, okay? If you've lost what that feels like. Draw some nice big circles with that big toe. Finding that control through the glute as well as the core. Okay, if you are thinking, this is a breeze, Michelle, why don't you challenge me? then you can take that left arm away. Bring that left arm alongside the ear. And now let's take the circles in the other direction. That glute is getting a workout, certainly. Keep that core switched on. Do not move that work into the lower back. Okay. From here, left hand is going to plant down, take that right knee down. Okay. From here, walk those fingertips forward, find a puppy pose. We're going to sink the chest low, but keep the bottom stacked over the top of the knees. Take some nice deep breaths here. If you've got space, the hands can come together. They can pass over the top of the head so the thumbs come and rest on the nape of the neck. Just finding that really deep opening through the shoulders. Okay, pass the hands back over the head if that's where they were. Push down through that right hand. That left arm is going to sweep underneath that right arm to rest on top of the left shoulder. Walk the right fingertips away, push down through the fingertip, lift through the palm. And then if you've got space for it, that right leg can extend, push through the toes on that right side. Okay, right knee bends, come back to the mat, push through the right hand, draw the left arm out. Left hand places down, right arm comes underneath, rest on the right shoulder. Left hand walks away, push down through the fingertips. Now we take that left knee and lift. So we've got those left toes connected to the mat. Try and keep those hips as level as possible. Much better to have both knees down so that we can keep ourselves level. If you find yourself rolling over, then go back to the stage before. Okay, last breath here. Take the knee down, push down through the left hand, draw the right arm out, and then the hands come down. All right, we're back in our table. You know what we're doing? Left leg comes away. We're going to start to make those circles with the big toe on the left side. Check in with yourself. That core has to be switched on to take the work out of that lower back. Is one side easier than the other? For me, yes, most definitely. Okay, let's switch it up, take it in the opposite direction. If you want to remove that right hand alongside the ear, keep the gaze down between the hands so that we keep the neck nice and long. If at any point your circle goes a little bit skew-with, then it's okay just to come back to stationary, set yourself up again, and then get going. Okay. Right hand comes down, left knee comes down. Super job. Okay, let's find ourselves moving towards a downward facing dog. We're not quite there yet. So tuck the toes, push down through the hands, hover the knees. Okay, a little bit of core work. All right, not too much. So we're going to take the right foot away and the left foot away. Right foot comes back in, left foot comes back in. Left foot comes away, right foot comes away. Left comes back in, right comes back in. Send the chest back towards the thighs, push the hands down into the mat, find that length through the spine, keep the neck relaxed, and then start to float the bottom up towards the ceiling. Start to pedal out the heels, and then wiggling through the bottom. It's going to be such a nice release for the lower back. When you're ready, find your down dog, okay? So your down dog, as a little reminder, should look like your elbow creases looking at one another. Thinking about wrapping the triceps round. Thinking about bringing the chest towards the thighs. We want a long spine. So if you're finding that you're rounding through the spine, take a deep bend into the knees so that those sit bones can look up towards the ceiling. Okay, that right leg is going to float up. Three-legged dog. Open the hips to the right side, drop the back foot towards the bottom. Squeeze the glutes, push the hips forward, find the groin stretch, whilst we get that quad stretch as we bring that right foot in towards the bottom. More core fun, here we go. That right knee is going to come towards the right elbow or higher. Left elbow, right elbow, three-legged dog. Nice and slow, challenge yourself. Here we go, two more. Right knee, right elbow, nice and high. Left elbow, right elbow, and three-legged dog. Last one, right knee, right elbow, left elbow, right elbow, and three-legged dog. Let's take that right foot through the hands, keep the hands down, and then just move through the hip space. Take the option here just to roll over the toes. See what feels good for you. Okay, we're going to head all the way towards a standing split. Okay, so we're going to take the weight into our right leg. We're going to take the left leg up. Okay, but then we're going to take the left toes down and then up again. All right, I'll talk you through it. So let's go. Start to take, we'll keep taking those hands down to the mat. We're going to take the weight into that right leg. Left leg is going to start to lift towards the ceiling. Think here about the forehead coming towards the knee. Now we're going to take an ever such a micro bend through that right knee. We don't want to be locked out. That left toe is going to come down and it's going to come back up again. We're going to go for 10 of these. All right, here we go. For 1, for 2, for 3, for 4, for 5, for 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Stay in your standing split. See if you can bring your forehead towards that knee. And then from here, take the left leg back into a high lunge again. Find that movement through the hip space. Nice. From here, those hands come down. Take that right foot back. Find a down dog. Walk those heels out. Okay, not much to go. We are going to repeat on the other side. All right. So in your down dog, take a breath. It's supposed to be a resting pose. Option to come down to a child's pose if you need a different type of rest. All right. Left leg is going to lift. Three-legged dog. Open the hips to the left side. Drop the left foot to the bottom. Squeeze that foot in. Make sure we're getting that quad stretch. Push through the hips so that we can find the groin stretch. Take a moment here. Now let's work through the core. That left knee is going to come high on the left elbow. To the right elbow, left elbow, three-legged dog. 2 more. Left knee, left elbow, right elbow, left elbow, and away. Last one, let's make it count. Left knee, left elbow, right elbow, left elbow. Three-legged dog. Left knee, or left foot, sorry, comes through the hands. With the hands down, move through that hip space, rolling over the toes if it feels good, or if you prefer to be more stationary, then just come to a standstill. Hanging out here, seeing what feels good. If you need to be a little bit higher, then come a little bit higher. Okay, gonna move through our standing split. Sounds fun, doesn't it? All right, so find your balance, taking the weight into that left foot, coming up, lifting through that right leg. And now, once you've got your balance, take that right toes down and lift. For 1, for 2, for 3, for 4, for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. From here, let's take that right foot back, come back into your high lunge, find that really nice movement through the hip space. Hands come down, come back into a table. Move straight through into a narrow-legged child's pose. Bring the bottom back onto the heels, take the forehead down. Take the hands behind you. Palms are up and allow the shoulders to just melt over the top of the knees. Maybe a little rock from side to side will be soothing for the body. Maybe it won't. Allowing the heart rate to just settle. Feeling the heaviness as you ground down into the mat. Enjoying the feeling of the breath lifting through the lungs. Feeling the tightness across the shoulders, the separation of the ribs, the push of the skin against the spine. And when you're ready, just start to very slowly round up through the spine as you come up towards your seated. We're going to take the feet out from underneath you. Okay, so from here, just allowing the length of the legs on the mat. If you find that you're quite tight through the hips, or at least through the hamstrings, so if you're finding the knees are here, perfect, doesn't matter. But it would be a sensible option to come up onto a block, because then you'll find that you are slightly elevated and probably you'll find that your hamstrings are slightly more released. So sitting up nice and tall, a little bit of fun work into the core, but not too hard, okay? We're kind of winding down now. So taking the hands down, we're just going to lift the right leg and the left leg. So we want to feel it into our core as we're just lifting a heel off of the mat. Doesn't have to come high, literally just hover, okay? But thinking about that lovely length through the spine. So really thinking about your posture here. If you're leaning back to get your leg lifted, that's not what we want. We want to take that movement from the core, from the hip flexors, just lifting one at a time, seeing how you're getting on. Building a little bit of warmth. Just a little bit more. Let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That left leg got much heavier towards the end. Okay. From here, let's just take a cross-legged position. Keep yourself nice and upright on that block if it feels good. If it doesn't, then get rid of it. And then just starting to move those hands forward. Take a forward fold here to wherever is comfortable. Okay, so we're looking to keep that long spine. So if that means that you're up on those fingertips, keeping that long spine, pushing down into the fingertips to get the bottom back, then that's perfect. With every inhale, just think about that spine lengthening a little bit more. And then as you exhale, fold down just a little bit. Inhale, bring the belly out of the way, lengthen. Exhale, fold down. Walking those fingertips back in. Let's switch those legs out and go again. Okay, so starting to walk those fingertips away from you. Keep that long spine. With the inhale, imagine bringing the chest through the shoulders. Exhale, just come down a little bit. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, come down just a little bit more. And then walk those fingertips back in. Removing a block if that's what you are on, take the bottom down. And entirely up to you. If you want to finish off going through dish to get down to the mat, then do. But if you just want to make your way down to the mat for your final Savasana, then I think you have deserved it. So making your way down, just allowing your body to find the length of the mat, using this opportunity just to make any final adjustments on the body. So it might be little knees sway from side to side as you windspring and washer those knees. It might be about bringing those knees in towards you, taking yourself into a big ball and just making some movements on the lower spine. Whatever you need to do, just make those adjustments now. And then at this point, just moving any annoyances out of the way, particularly pieces of hair, anything like that. Starting to focus in on the breath. I want you to close your eyes. And I'm going to take you on a journey through the forest. Imagine that you're standing at the edge of a field and you see a tree line where the forest begins, not that far away. Just on the other end of that tree line, you see a trail. You walk out of the field towards the path and you enter the woods. The light in the forest cascades down through the leaves in a soft spray of light. The layers of the forest you can see have various textures. That lower undergrowth is soft, green, spongy. There are ferns and moss, and there are small growths reaching up towards the light. The upper canopy of the trees covers you like a stained glass roof. The light green leaves look beautiful against the light blue sky. You can see that white light glowing as the clouds move gently across the sky. And that light is gentle and soothing. The path that you are walking upon winds down a slight hill and then curves. It's well trodden. You continue to follow it. The path is a combination of soil and roots, small plants, and it's easy to walk upon. Once you round the corner, you see a stream. You continue walking towards it, admiring the large trees and the different types of bark on each tree trunk. Some trees have rough bark, others have smooth bark. Some are light, some are darker. As you near the stream, you hear the rippling water, and the sound gets louder. You find that constant rhythm soothing. You see those rocks just beneath the surface of the water as it swirls around. You decide to lean upon a large tree that has fallen. You wonder if it even made a sound at all. The smell of damp, rich soil captivates you as you tune into the sounds of nature. The falling leaves, the birds chattering. You grow heavy and rest as you allow your mind to empty and you just enjoy the simple sounds. After a short while, you look back to the path you've already walked. You know it well. It comforts you. You get up, you walk it, feeling that familiar crunch beneath the feet. You notice that those sounds of the stream become quieter. As you approach the entrance, you stop and you linger for a moment. Turn around, look down that path. Take note of what you are seeing and what you are hearing. You know that this place will always be available to you. You feel rested, you feel calm, but you know that you are ready to go. I'd like you to take a moment to revisit your intention from the beginning of class today. Holding it there in your mind's eye once again. Beginning to bring your awareness back to the present moment. Maybe starting with the movement of toes and fingers. Maybe a gentle sway from side to side as you breathe through one side. Release and then breathe through the other. Maybe now's a good time to inhale those arms above the head, reaching up. Stretch out, take that final stretch of the day. Grow as long as you can on your mat. And then when you're ready to finally rejoin, then come back to a seated position and I will be there.